Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to check the new movie called Terminator 2. It is a prequel to the epic masterpiece Terminator Genesis. The movie kicks off with a shot of a typical, everyday playground in Soviet Union, but turns out it is not about my fond memories of a happy childhood under the care of a Grandpa Lenin. It is about future, where people have fun playing laser tag against humanoid robot dummies. Occasionally, people send these dummies back in time to collect some old-school artifacts.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
What in the name of Neptune's tail fin is going on in here, boy?
Take it. Oh.
Yes, this jacket and the bike would be a sweet addition to any collector who is nostalgic for the 90s. But sometimes the robots malfunction, and instead of bringing trophies back to the future, they start causing troubles around town. It is especially unpleasant if they get their hands on a shotgun. That could mess up the future, and instead of playing an awesome laser tag, people might end up miserably killing time in parks, with the only fun thing to do being a pushing kid down a slide. Luckily, they've got a plan B for times like this. After a disobedient robot dummy, people send an obedient robot dummy, Robocop. And after that, the filmmakers introduced to us some pointless characters, as if we need anyone besides the battle robots. This is some Sarah Connor.
29-year-old female, diagnosed as acute schizoaffective disorder.
She believes that a machine called a Terminator, which looks human of course, was sent back through time to kill her.
She's pretty cool, huh? No, she's a complete psycho.
And this is her screw-up son, John. And yeah, don't ask why 29-year-old Sarah has a 15-year-old son. It is the 20th century, baby. Girls didn't waste time back those days. Life was totally different. For instance, to get money from an ATM, you had to carry with you a huge calculator instead of a usual plastic card. And only if your hacking abilities were as good as your ability to talk to devices.
Come on, baby, come on, come on, come on.
With some luck, you could get your money from the machine. And the prices back then, those $300 was barely enough for a few games on a old-school smartphone, where John was grinding his skills to win the future laser tag matches against robots. And of course, the graphics here are nowhere near the modern standards. Worse than that are only games from Electronic Arts. Meanwhile, the Terminator is enjoying the ride on a cool bike when he suddenly spots John, and he's like, "Hey, I know this guy. This is a laser tag pro. Let's say him hi." And that's the issue, Terminator. You're messing with the space-time continuum like that. John doesn't know you exist yet. He's totally unaware of robots. Back then, robots looked something like that. So, to break the ice, you should bring a little present. Yes, the bouquet of flowers will do. Why not? Thankfully, we have Robocop, the invincible hero, who tries his best to prevent the attempt to break the space-time continuum. He has to return the Terminator back home no matter what. Preferably without ruining the awesome antique jacket. I don't know about you, but I feel like the value of this jacket it just dropped by 70, maybe 80%. So, the Terminator grabs John, and they go on riding around the city together. Nothing much is happening at this point. Robocop is trying to chase them in his truck, but good luck with that. Next time choose something smaller, but faster. Dodging the chase with ease, the rebellious duo begins their crime spree across America. Their first move is to beat up innocent people.
Now who's the dipshit, you jock douchebag?
After that, they have fun with phone pranks.
Hello.
Is everything alright? Are you guys okay?
I'm working. I'm very busy.
What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking.
Don't call here anymore.
And if you think that this is awful and out of line, just wait, there is even more to come. To get the real party started, they needed the craziest one, Mad Sarah. She's the one who knows how to party hard. What's standing in the way of the Vile Trio's reunion? The game is the brave Robocop. When filming this part, the original actor took a short break and they had to use a double, and while Steven Seagal's doubles are usually much slimmer than the Aikido master himself, Robocop isn't such a legend and he gets whatever doubles they could find. Meanwhile, the rebellious duo arrives to the asylum, cracking about the jokes with each other.
I swear I will not kill anyone.
A few moments later.
Run, Robocop, otherwise we will have to use crowbars. So, after evading the only cop in the film who actually does something, the gang heads off to go wild.
What's wrong with your eyes?
Nothing.
Obviously, hanging around in stolen cars is pretty dull, so to spice things up, the crazy trio decides to visit some arms dealers in Mexico. By the way, terms, how's your Spanish?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Pretty much like the former Russian president's English.
I'll be back. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista.
Those are some nice Mexican souvenirs, you might say. But hold on until you see the hot items. Yes, maybe these guys store their weapons in poor condition, and yes, maybe half of them don't work anymore. But let's count on this baby at least, brothers. She looks promising. Anyway, the trio isn't planning to stick around with the dealers for too long. The only fun in this place is the game Toss the Baby.
Kick the baby!
Don't kick the baby.
Kick the baby!
Or knife drawing on a table. The Terminator is too sober for tossing babies.
Drink?
Don't kick the goddamn baby.
And Sarah is already too drunk for table drawings. She only ended up with some stupid scribbles. That's why the girl decided to entertain herself the best she could. To feel complete, Sarah just needs to slightly reduce the population of people who achieved something. They didn't train her to use the rifle properly in the mental hospital. And as for the pistol, you saw the conditions dealers kept it in. This baby isn't going to shoot anytime soon. John and Terminator show up to help Sarah. And because most of the weapons are as useless as this pistol,
they sold us a pile of garbage.
The Terminator tries to scare Miles Dyson and his family to death. Dyson has a better idea on how to distract the crazy trio from him and his family. He comes up with an awesome plan to spice up the boring days of the crazy gang.
We have to destroy all the stuff at the lab, the files, the disk drives, everything here.
That's not good enough.
I know, it doesn't sound that cool. Only nerds think that deleting computer files is extremely badass. But the best part is in the lab. That's where they can have some real fun. Unfortunately, though, there is a huge obstacle between the friends and the lab.
Mr. Dyson, now you know the rules concerning visitors in the lab. I need written authorization.
I insist.
Alright, they managed to fool the guard, but how are they going to deal with the heavy metal door with the strong magnetic lock? I don't see why they had to show us how they got into the building if it all was this simple. They could have just shown us the friends having a blast in the lab half an hour after meeting each other. Although, about the having a blast, Arnie doesn't look like he is having a great time. Come on, guys, this is still much better than deleting computer files. Get into it. Miles, do something to cheer these party poopers up. Not bad, but I have to admit that this kind of fireworks you can see only once in your lifetime. Hey Terms, what are you waiting for? Did you bring your awesome kick-ass minigun with you? No, that's more like it. But it seems like this guy wasn't taught to shoot either. Not a single frag, even with this imba baby.
This is the worst!
Look at how accurate the cops are. Sure, they have just basic pistols, and to drain all the health points from this tank, they will have to sweat. And since the Terminator didn't bother to turn off their cheat codes, though I've always thought that using cheat codes in the game drags away all the fun from it, so they couldn't fully drain his health bar, so the trio merrily went on their way on in a fresh car.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Down the stream.
Well, maybe the main hero will catch up with them on a motorcycle, but chances are low, considering you dude are always too slow. Now you're too fast. Alright, good old trucks. Never let Robocop down, right? Last time driving a truck led you to an explosive success. On the other hand, the Terminator's choice is even worse. He goes for a mobile toilet for driving around.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
And with the first shove, the toilet breaks apart. So Arnie goes like, I don't need my bullets, I need your truck and your truck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Closed range shots overwhelm the truck, and it crashes dramatically, dumping everything from its trunk onto the sidewalks.
Floor's wet.
But some cold water wouldn't stop our hero Robocop. Only a precise shot from the Steven Seagal's pistol can bring him down.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Guys, you should have taken his gun right away. When you're dealing with the trucks and especially helicopters, usually a few bullets, closed eyes, can do the trick on any type of the machinery, even liquid robots. And you might think, this is all. Finally, you can wrap up watching and get back to the more important things. But no, Robocop quickly pulls himself together and carefully tries to detain the rebellious gun without causing too much harm. Unfortunately, with a simple rocket move, Arnie messes with his head and sends Robocop straight to a hot tub. And it feels like the villains won, just like in Steven Seagal's movies. But at the last moment, Arnie is like, damn, he is really enjoying it in there. Let me give it a try too, hey. Hey Terms, how's the water? Well, that's the end of the movie. All the collected artifacts are completely ruined. Both robots apparently weren't waterproof. Next time, before taking a dip, check your water resistance. But for now, I bid you farewell. Till the next time, cheers.